going on?
What?
I don't know what's going on. Hi, hello, welcome
Welcome.
to Words Have Power Murder Hour Live.
Hi, my queer fam. I don't think anyone's on here yet. You can go grab the chair because no one's here yet.
What are you talking about? I am in a chair.
You're sitting on your knees.
These are chairs?
Go get the chair. Because you're going to complain about your knees hurting.
Probably will at some point.
I forgot this alien growing out of the desk. Hello to whoever is here. Hi. What's up? We are going to be talking about queer life and stuff. Hi, I am the resident pansexual. I have purple eyeshadow on today, but it kind of looks blue, and I don't know why. But I figured, since I'm talking about queerness, I need to glam it up. You know, Marcus will be right back with the chair.
What?
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 Who?
You what way?
I don't know. Ugh. Ah. Okay, this chair's not moving. It's
the rug.
I'm stuck.
I cannot see.
You can say hi if you want to. Why does this keep falling down? At some point we have to fix that.
It's because it wasn't tightened.
Oh.
Now it's tightened.
That would be why. Where's your phone?
Charging? On the couch.
Okay. So, I don't even know if anyone can hear me because I talk low, but I carry a big stick. Okay.
On guard.
I was thinking more of lip gloss.
Mine's bigger.
Oh my god.
It's true. The brush is bigger than the lip gloss.
Right on, right on. So for the person who likes to watch our channel, who, can't join in the chat and whatnot, is living vicariously through me with the makeup. This is the Fade into Hue palette. And so I can't wear green, purple, blue typically because sensitive skin. But I wore, what is this, Selfie and a little bit of Majestic. And then we did, what was it? Hot Copic, this blue right here. I mean, there's very little blue going on, but it looks blue on camera, which makes me worry about what the blue is going to look like tomorrow. Is it going to be just white? What? I don't know. Our lighting sucks. When I look in the mirror, the purple is glorious. It is beautiful. I love this palette. I will be wearing this palette.
Palette.
It's just, damn. Does it look purple to you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Close your eye. 1, 2. I don't know. Yeah, that's purple.
See, but look.
It's kind of purplish.
Highly recommend this palette over here, though.
Tech support. Oh.
Yeah, but I like the lights. See,
Yeah, but it looks more purple.
Doesn't really make that much of a difference.
Yeah, it looks more purple.
Now we don't have any lights in the background.
That's fine. Does we need them?
No, but I like them. Okay, so hi to everybody who's on here. If you want to say hi, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Part of what I do on this channel is I talk about abuse, different aspects of abuse. And in the queer world, we do face abuse quite often. From gay bashing, so on and so forth, abuse does come up. You know what I forgot to do?
What did you forget to do?
Share it.
No, just click share. Put it on Twitter. Put it on Facebook.
We are professional over here.
You swear.
We know exactly what we're doing.
We may not be in suits and ties, but we are professional.
Excuse me for just a moment.
That photo.
I'm just saying.
That photo.
We are goofy. Any day now.
No. There you go.
Okay. All right. It is shared. I did the thing with the thing. Okay. So, there's a lot of history in the queer world, but most people don't realize it. You can go back to ancient Africa, other ancient cultures. You're going to have queer people there. True story.
Queers gave y'all TV.
Queers
a lot of other shit too.
Queers have been helping with various different technologies throughout history. And a lot of the cosmetics that people use now were probably perfected by queer people way back in the day. Way back in the day.
Not sponsored.
I would be cool with my queer fam sponsoring us.
I meant that.
Oh.
Not
okay.
sponsored.
I was like, what? How do I have 3 E's in here? Hold on.
Because we're extra.
Always?
A little bit extra queer.
Why not? Why not E? And let's try ancient. It'd be great if I could spell right. That would be... The fuck? Yeah. Hey, Theater Vamp. Hey, Leanne. How you doing? IE. Is it? Because I always do that. I don't know why. Yes. That felt like pre-Katrina for a minute there.
Oh my goodness, that was fun.
Extra, hold my beer. Yes, that would be you. Only here for a few. Got my speakeasy in 30. Right on.
Cool.
Yeah, it's purple. It is very purple.
It looks purple.
Like,
look on that camera now. It looks purple.
Yeah. Oh, there's something. I haven't even looked at my messenger. I have been researching stuff for future videos. So
I'm eating steak.
Oh my god.
Steak, yay!
And dumplings, so good. Just.
Thank God for thank the gods for Asian cuisine.
80s caught up to me. Right on, right on. That could mean a lot of things.
Necesito fumar. ¿Te quieres fumar conmigo?
Okay. Okay. So we are looking at. I will look at it after this live stream. We're looking at queer people in ancient history because it's going to come up to the present. Everything is connected. So in indigenous cultures, most people know that you have two-spirit people or other gendered people. Queerness was not seen as like weird or bad or looked down upon at all. Actually, they were considered blessings in many of these cultures because they could see different perspectives. So, a queer person might be able to give a man a better understanding of what women are dealing with or vice versa. So they could actually help the community to be better for all of the people. It's only when Europeans came along that became a bad thing.
Heckin' white people.
Oh, Europeans. Gotta ruin the party for everybody. Yeah, if you're racist, you don't belong here. If you're homophobic, bye. If you hate women, just grow up, dude. Okay, East Asia. Same-sex love has been referred to since the earliest recorded history in East Asia. Homosexuality in China, known as the pleasures of the bitten peach,
Interesting.
the cut sleeve, or the southern custom, has been recorded since approximately 600 BCE, before current era. I wonder if that's what made Alexander great. I mean, it might be. Supposedly, I forget, one of his generals or something was also a longtime partner of his.
Yeah, since childhood when they were in training.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, you were encouraged to explore your sexuality with the people you trained with, which meant all the little boys that you were fighting alongside.
Well, they figured that if you were the soldier beside you was your lover, you would fight even harder to keep them alive, which,
True.
kind of makes sense. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, there's a lot of your queer history in Asia, Europe, ancient Greece. I mean, all over Europe, you would have same-sex couples, whatnot. So we just don't ever hear about it. Yep, that's why we're doing this. We have always been here.
Lesbos, the island of Lesbos.
There's with Lesbos, the word lesbian comes from Lesbos and Sappho, the poetess Sappho. But there's a question about if she actually was a lesbian or if she was just writing in a style where the woman, would be the object of writing the poem too. I don't know if we'll ever know the answer to that question, but she came up because of her. A wonderful word came up: lesbian. Hiya, lesbians. You are so cute, all of you. I am pansexual, so brains are way more interesting for me. So,
That's sepia.
well, yes, but I kind of squish it all together because dyslexia and speech impediment.
Sure.
It's hard for me to say that word.
Yeah.
Let us see. So, I mean, Spartans, a lot of the time they might have a wife, but they basically were really kind of more married to like a fellow soldier. Like they'd have a more substantial relationship in a way. Can you grab me? Ooh. Ay. This is what happens when you are sensitive and allergic and you dust. Thank you, babe. All right. Ancient Rome. Yeah, the Romans were. They didn't. I don't think they had as much of homophobic. They were slightly like the person who was on the receiving end was looked down upon, if you will. And I think that's kind of where the whole European idea of homosexuality being bad came from.
Somebody who didn't want to admit that they were a bottom.
Yeah, right. Okay, so in the Middle East, in the ancient Middle East, it wasn't really like a thing, a negative thing. It was just normal in many of the cultures in the ancient Middle East. In ancient Assyrian society, if a man were to have sex with another man of equal status or a cult sex worker, it was thought that trouble would leave him and he would have good fortune. Just saying. Um, and there are examples of same-sex couples. South Asia, South Pacific, all over the place. The one I really wanted to get to, because there are actual substantial examples of same-sex couples, is in ancient Egypt. Now, a lot of the Eurocentric Egyptologists don't want to admit this, but they can suck a bag of D's.
These nuts.
There are tons of examples of same-sex couples, men and women, and there are some tombs, there are a couple in particular where I think it was a poly relationship. And it's obvious there were poly relationships in ancient Egypt that they, Egyptologists don't want to admit that, but when a king has a bunch of wives, that's kind of a poly situation-ish. Not quite the same thing, but multiple partners all in one relationship. What is that?
Poly.
The best known case of homosexuality in Egypt is that of two high officials, Nayach Khnum and Khnum Hotep. Both lived and served under the pharaoh It's hard for me to say this out loud.
Nusiri?
Yes. And does that say fifth dynasty? Yeah, fifth dynasty. I was going to say that there is no 51st dynasty. What?
Well, it's just fifth dynasty.
So they each had families with their own children and wives, but when they died, their families decided to bury them together in the same mastaba tomb. In this tomb, several paintings depict both men embracing each other and touching their faces nose to nose, which in ancient Egypt, certain things have meanings. So touching nose to nose like that means that they're fast car, small penis.
Those are motorcycles.
Whatever. Fast motorcycle, big truck, small penis. It means that they're in an intimate relationship. It represents kissing. Egyptologists and historians disagree about how to interpret the paintings. Some scholars believe it reflects an example of homosexuality between two married men. And then others are like, oh, no. How about we let them speak for themselves? That is a known pose that represents kissing. They're intimate. They're in an intimate relationship. They're buried together, and they obviously want to spend the afterlife together because they're sharing the same tomb and the same goal of going to the afterlife together. What does that tell you? Who do you want to spend the afterlife with?
Loved ones.
Yeah, Leanne, I think it would have been standard to the culture. And it isn't just this couple. There are many representations of two women nose to nose, two men. There's one that shows it's two different stelae, but it shows that one woman is the same woman and she's nose to nose with a man and then with a woman. So she's showing and representing both of the people that she loves. Queer people have been with human history as long as there has been human history, and before that. Hi. But some people try to say, oh, well, they were probably twins, maybe conjoined. There's no evidence of that. Are we going to go based on the evidence that there is, or are we just going to make shit up? That's my question. Because homophobia. Okay. So I'm trying to remember. They're not saying what their titles were, but one was basically the stylist for the pharaoh and the queen, and the other one was, I want to say it was something to do with clothing. So that's always been a thing then. um,
Good with makeup, good with clothes.
just saying. And in ancient Egypt, wearing makeup, especially eye makeup, everyone wore eye makeup, male, female, children, elderly people, everyone, from the poorest person to the richest person. And actually, um, there was evidence of a strike. Workers were striking because they were not given their proper pay. And part of that pay was coal for their eyes. Because that coal, putting that coal around your eyes, helped shield your eyes from the sun.
To clarify, it's not the coal that we think of like now as charcoal. It's spelled KHOL.
The eyeliner, yeah. It was that important. So because they didn't receive that in their pay, they're like, oh, well, we're not working. So it was like food, beer, something else, and coal. So cosmetics were very important to the Kemetic culture because it was thought that cosmetics would help keep you from getting eye infections and all kinds of other things. So they were thought to have medicinal properties. So for one of these men to be in charge of that for the pharaoh, that was a big deal. Almost like a doctor, not quite, but pretty damn close. And he had to have been very seriously trusted because you don't want anyone messing with your eyes and all that. They could put poisons in your cosmetics and kill you or hurt you or whatever, right? So it's a big deal. Yeah, they don't say their titles on here, which is weird. Ancient Egyptian documents never clearly say that same-sex relationships were seen as reprehensible or despicable.
And no document mentions that homosexuality acts were set under penalty.
I don't know if that's true. Oh, under penalty? No, nope. But there is actually pornographic, I guess you could call it, material from ancient Egypt where there's same-sex couples going on. I guess the homophobic Egyptologists don't want to talk about that, but you can clearly see with your own damn eyes what they're doing. I'm just saying.
Look at this last sentence. Thus, a straight evaluation remains problematic.
Thank you to the queer person who wrote that. Because that's true. I've been saying that since I realized it. Yes. Sub-Saharan Africa, but that's closer to modern. But I mean, throughout history, there have been examples of queerness, queer people. We've always been here. Mm-hmm. We've always been around. We always will be. And part of the reason that I'm saying this is because my channel is about educating people on what abuse is, right? I'm here to help people. And I wasn't going to do a queer live stream once a week, but then I realized a lot of our queer youth are facing abuse every day, and queer people in general. And so therefore, as a queer person who's talking about different aspects of abuse, what it looks like, that it is abuse, affirming to people that yes, that is abusive, you don't have to put up with it. I have to do these videos for my queer people. So now, currently, and I'm going to be going over a bunch of queer history on these live streams, but I just wanted to make the point in this first queerness live stream that queer people have always been here. Just queer people across the spectrum. There's a huge spectrum, and we're going to go over that. We've always been here. We always will be. We're here now. We're not fucking going anywhere. Get over it already. There is no queer agenda to take over the world. But I can guarantee you, if we did take over the world, it would be fabulous. Probably wouldn't be all the homelessness and starvation going on.
Or the war.
There would be parties.
There'd be orgies.
We would have lots of dinner parties because up until the pandemic, we had dinner parties once a week here. Yes. So now in our modern culture here in the US, we've reached a point where queer people can get married.
Finally.
You know, same sex marriages, whatnot. There's still a lot of room for improvement. Um, you know, because for bisexual people, us pansexual people, a standard monogamous relationship or marriage wouldn't be ideal. Um, I'm personally of the opinion that if 2 or 3 grown adults want to get married, they should be able to, as long as they are of age, fully consenting, they know exactly what they're doing, and they want to, whatever. A relationship should be what the people involved want it to be. That's just, but I'm going to do a live stream on that whole thing as well. um, right. You are to what? Um, for the queer youth out there, if you're seeing this video and you hear things from your family like, what was that one? Hate the sin, love the sinner. That is abuse. There's nothing wrong with you. Um, a lot of people out there will say God is perfect, that God doesn't make mistakes, whatnot. If he doesn't make mistakes, then you are not a mistake. And your queerness is not a mistake, right? Unless God makes mistakes. Make up your mind. I've always been this way. I didn't choose. I wouldn't choose to be weird. I wouldn't choose to be worried in middle school and high school that I'm going to get my ass whooped because I like girls and boys. I wouldn't make that choice, right? I thought insurance was maybe one of the biggest reasons marriage rights was resisted so long. I mean, it's these people who call themselves Christians, but they're not. These extremist weirdos who want to be all up in your bedroom business. Um, they have pushed a lot of this, you know, anti queer marriage BS. Insurance companies, too, probably don't like it as well. But it's necessary for people who are in a domestic partnership if they're in it willingly, right? And I've known lesbian couples. I know like 2 or 3 who've been together for over 20 years. If one of them got sick, the other person's family could have excluded them from being in the hospital with their spouse. It goes way deeper than just insurance and things like that, although that is a problem as well. Um, I had one girlfriend who her family tried to, when her partner died, tried to kick her out of her own house and take all her property from her. And the only reason that didn't happen was because the entire community rose up in outrage, and all of us were up on her porch, up in her house. We're like, we're not leaving. It's going to be a riot. This will be Stonewall 3.0. Bet. And her family backed off. But that's, I mean, we were camped out there for I don't know how long. I had to have one of my neighbors come take care of my cat and stuff. Like, it was not even a joke. The protections that are afforded to people who are married from the intrusion of family members and whatnot, and then you can get their pension if they pass on and you have children, issues of custody. Um, you know, there are so many things that come into it. It's really important. Um, absolutely. I'm up. Hold on.
Absolutely upfront. I'm a believer, but everybody is the same to me. I left going to church because of this. You can't say one thing for one person and something different for another.
Right. Wow. it's pretty bad that you had to. It's it's. I know a lot of people that stopped going to whatever church they were going to over this subject. And
That's from the general hypocrisy of it.
Yeah, it's kind of sad. But as what was it? The Gnostic Gospel said, "Split a piece of wood and you'll find me. Lift a stone, I'll be there." God is everywhere, so therefore you don't need a church, really. So there are over 1,200 legal benefits to marriage that even forming businesses or business partnerships can't provide as a workaround, right? Right? Yeah, the one couple I knew before the whole legalized marriage thing, they started a business together and put their house and all their property under that business to keep the other spouse's family from trying to take everything. If like,
because then everything would go to the partner of the business.
It's just sad that they had to do that, and they had like 7 or 8 kids together. Like, they were together for over 30 years, I do believe. They were together a long time. And what's funny is a lot of the same-sex couples that I've seen stay together longer than the straight couples. So, and a lot of with a lot of couples, there's a lot more talk about what you're into. Do you want to have a monogamous relationship or not? There's a lot more openness about things concerning sex and what kind of relationship, and do you want kids or not, or we can just have puppies, or whatever. Property passing to partners. Yeah, but before the whole marriage equality thing, a lot of queer people didn't really have a choice. You kind of had to get inventive with it. So yeah, it is insane. The S word. What S word? And actually, how I came to understand that my queerness was okay was through ancient Egypt. So that couple and their tomb inspired me to realize that I was okay. So every year I do a prayer for them in the hopes that they are in the field of sweet reeds. So like thousands of years later, they're still like
happy
helping
and love.
Helping queer people and like, being good examples. And they're like the OG queer family.
I just had a friend of mine go through transition. It's like, well, fuck, if they're going to do their thing out in the open and say fuck to everybody else, why the fuck can't I?
Right. Yeah, eventually I want to have different people on different aspects of the spectrum come on and talk about things. That would be cool, because it shouldn't just be me and Marcus. There's a huge spectrum. Sexuality isn't just one way. It isn't just opposite sex interactions.
LGBT, T for trans, Q for queer.
Well, then you have intersexual people, non-binary,
gender fluid,
ace. I'm on a weird flex spectrum that I can't even quantify.
Is confused.
What's the S word though?
Yeah.
Like, we're both like, what? Oh. Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to, on the one hand, I'm trying to kind of, because it's YouTube, you have to censor for whatever ridiculous reason, but I also want to keep it to where younger queer people can watch this particular live stream that I'll be doing, because they're the ones that need to hear there's nothing wrong with them. So
she doesn't care where she falls, she's too sleepy to care.
kind of sort of sleepy, but not really. I'm so excited about this eyeshadow. Like,
And see, it does look purple on cam.
ish, it looks more blue.
It looks purple, especially like here in the corners.
I mean, in real life, it is purple. It is grape. That is grape. I have grapes on my eyes. So I'm not sure how this, how the blue is going to look tomorrow, but we're going to be really colorful up on my channel because normally I can't wear purple or blue or green. It irritates my eyes really bad.
But color pop.
Yeah, color pop.
Watch it with that.
I know I can't help it. I'm happy. Color pop kills it. All right.
Apologize to your eardrums.
Sorry about the sound. I had to beat on something here. Something or someone.
Glad to say, I am not a thing.
Yes. This after wearing yesterday, I had green on all day, and to the point I was gonna live stream just to show off the green. No other reason. I was like, I got green on my eyes, and it's so pretty, and my eyes are not watering. So today is purple. Tomorrow's gonna be blue. I want all of the color pop palettes. Now I want to try the eyeliner because if my eyes are not watering, I'm not like rubbing my eyes all the time. I need some of the eyeliner. Seriously. So yes, ColourPop should really sponsor me or something. I'm representing the queer fam, and I'm like over here, wanting to raid their warehouse really badly. Oh yes, that for me. Thank you. So, queer people have always been here, and a lot of queer youth can and will be bullied, mercilessly bullied, in school, out of school, in their families, friends, at work, whatever, will be abused simply because they're queer. And it's something you can't change. You can't hide it. You can't make yourself straight. And I wouldn't want to. I'm happy with my queerness. And if anyone doesn't like it, they can suck a bag of dicks. There is.
That's kind of what we're doing.
I'm going to have to.
It's like a hybrid channel is what we're doing.
It's becoming that. It wasn't supposed to be that, but that's what it's becoming, especially since we have people who are watching this and they're in a domestic violence situation and they're not allowed to wear makeup. So I'm wearing it for them. This right here, this is for them, really, because I would rather not. In a way, it takes a lot of work, but
you would want to.
I like wearing my eyeshadow. I do, but still, it's a lot of work.
You love it.
I mean, it doesn't look like it, but man, there's a lot of detail work going on. We need better lights.
She spent the better part of an hour doing your makeup. Like, she started doing makeup before I ordered food.
Yeah, that's true.
And the food took an hour to get here.
I had so much fun. I can't even tell you. The blending. I love the blending. It's like I'm painting. I like it. So, but back to there are some cases that are true crime cases that I'm going to be talking about that is queer history. Yes, I am relishing it. And at some point, I do want to redo the video I was doing that the streaming didn't work, where I was actually putting makeup on. I have to do a video like that for one of our watchers in particular. I'm not even sure what day it's going to be on. Maybe a queer stream. I don't know. English, please. Okay, wait. I thought that's what you said, but okay. So if you are in a family and your family's being abusive, and the reason they're being abusive is because you're queer, or if they're just saying things to you that you're a pervert, you're weird, you're wrong, you're a sinner, you're this, you're that, you're evil, that's the devil, that's all this and that. That is abuse. And that is not true. There's nothing wrong with you. You have a huge family out here in the world that loves you. You also have community resource centers for LGBTQ plus people. And wherever you are, look on the internet, see where the nearest one is. Most of them have phone numbers you can call. They may have live chat options where you can, text or chat with someone. There, hold on, let me pull this up. I just had it up, but see, yeah, I have to, hold on. Stand by for further information. It would be great if I could type the right letters. LGBT. You're not alone. There's nothing wrong with you. And, if you're a young person, eventually it will get better. It will get better. So you have GLAAD, GLAAD, and LGBTQ youth resources, the Trevor Project. Yep, right there. Okay, so this one is just in New York City, but we'll look at it. Okay. So LGBTQ resource list. And there's a lot. So there's political, bisexual, youth, military, transgendered, aging, legal, general. They have a lot of resource tabs on here. Baby. And they have several different ways that you can email them. I want to say there was a hotline. I know there's a hotline. I just have to find it, and I will. Let's see. Youth resources. Let's see. I don't know if this is a particular place, and this is from the CDC. So apparently they think it's important enough that they should have something on their website about this. Oh, they have, if you've ever wondered if you're gay, lesbian, or bisexual, or whatnot on the spectrum of sexuality. Hi. They have information on here for if you're questioning about your gender identity, sexuality, what have you. There's the It Gets Better Project, Q chat space, and that's the Q chat space. I've heard of that before. I've heard it's actually pretty good, and they do have Spanish available, like Spanish speaking as well. So that's on the CDC. CDC.gov, LGBT health for youth resources. And what is this one? Safe Zone Project. They have asexuality.org. That's pretty cool. Bitch magazine. Right on. I'm going to have to go check this out at some point. Bisexual.org. Um, yeah, so there's lots of interesting information on here as well. And then this is called the Center. I think that, yeah, this is in New York City. So if you're close to like New York City or in New York State, there are resources where there are resources all over the place for queer kids. Where was the? I could swear I pulled up the Trevor Project because I might have already looked at that one. Okay, that's weird. I know I pulled that up. So the Trevor Project is meant to help prevent self-harm, whatnot, for queer youth, and they have all kinds of information. And I know somewhere there is a hotline. I'm gonna have to look it up. Let's see. This might be. Yeah, the Trevor Lifeline. That's 1-866-488-7386. And that is Thetrevorproject.org. I know some of them kind of shut down due to lack of funding, but keep calling places. They're there to help. True. Even if it's a domestic situation like your parents or siblings, what have you, who are hurting you in your living situation, that is still domestic violence. You can call the national you can call the National Domestic Violence Hotline, and they will still help you, even if it's an issue of queerness. The National Domestic Violence Hotline will still help you because it's a domestic violence situation, right? The Trevor Project also has a Trevor Chat, a confidential online instant messaging. I don't know if that's an app or what, but you can access this through a smartphone or tablet or a computer. There's Trevor Text, so you can text with them from your phone. Hold on, let me see. That was what I wanted right there. I can't put this in the. I'm gonna have to put this one in the description after we. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put that in the description after we're done with this live stream. But the Trevor Project, I've heard a lot of good about them. So if you are in an abusive relationship, if you're queer and you need help, and that relationship is a domestic situation, especially, you can call the National Domestic Violence Hotline, and they're going to have all the resources that can help you in their database. So it's not just for same sex people, they do also help, queer people and youth. And you might also be able to call RAINN, RAINN, and get help there as well. So just because you're queer does not mean that anyone has a right to abuse you at all. Queer people have always been here. We are here and we will always be here. Past, present, and future, there have been queer people. And really, we wouldn't have the society, the culture, the technology, the everything that we do have without queer people. We would not have computers without queer people. And that's just the reality. Like Lafitte and True Blood said, a gay person touched every bit of food you have on your plate and everything that you've ever been around. I'm paraphrasing. Also, sometimes if you can go where there's less people, you might get through quicker. I mean, it depends. A lot of like local neighborhood LGBTQ plus centers, like community centers, um, um, from what I've seen, they will go out of their way to help people. And in a lot of the major cities, I don't know about smaller cities, but in a lot of major cities, there are safe homes like star houses. I'm going to do a video about that, all of that history, all of the history. We're going to be talking about all the queer history on this channel. Because throughout queer history, you will see, well, really American queer history and European queer history, you're going to see a lot of examples of abuse, just straight up abuse just because somebody is queer. And that is messed up. And it happens so much. And people just think it's just okay. It's just fine because it's no big deal. I think you should pick a historical movie and rewrite it how you think this would actually play out. Right? That makes me think about several movies actually. And books. But well, BX Beast Boy, for example, he was gay shaming in the last live stream. The guy whose videos I linked, I can't remember his name now, but he was gay shaming him, and that's fine. How is that fine? You know, it's not fine. In every aspect of your life, you may not know it, but you deal with an LGBTQ plus person. You may not know, they may be in the closet, but you are. A lot of these people who are so hateful toward queer people, you know, they may not realize it, but I guarantee you they have a family member who's queer. You know, whether or not they know that is immaterial. That is true. That is true. Yeah, there's a lot of people that live in ignorance. Hold on, I'm going to pin that. I had went to high school with, right? I went to high school with this person. And one of the few times I went back to my home city, I ran into this person and they said something. I can't remember what it was, but I turned out all right, yada, yada. At least I wasn't one of those weirdo queers. And I was like, where were you when I was dating my girlfriend? Like, what? And I was like, oh, so you're homophobic. Well, that explains a lot about you and why I didn't like you and why I didn't hang out with you. It seems like that was a pretty big shock to that person when I was like, I don't live in a closet. All right. There will be no closet for me. So yeah, there was some laser eyes going on. It's a good thing that we were in the middle of a Walmart. That's all I can say. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. And the whole time he's sitting there basically like mouthing off to me. I'm like, dude, you're stuck in this dying city and in like a dead end job. Like you hate everything about your life. But instead of doing something to fix your life and living on a positive path, you're worried about queer people? What? All right, dude. Do what?
It's Daddy Day.
Oh, okay. That's just so cute.
Yeah.
She is so cute. So yeah, there's a huge spectrum, and I was talking about my like sexuality. You had not talked about yours, so I'm gonna move. You're gonna sit here so you can talk about you for a minute because it isn't all about me. We need to have somebody else up in here. I'm gonna.
I get to sit in the chair. The chair.
What?
I'm waiting on you to get back over here.
Go ahead, baby.
I need prompts.
Tell people. Okay, tell people about your sexual orientation.
I mean, I like men and women, but like personality is a big influence on like my attraction as well, and also intelligence. It's like there has to be some kind of like, for lack of better terms, chemistry between me and a person for me to actually to feel like sexually attracted to them. Like how I'm attracted to you, and say my best friend, if he were of a mind,
Sorry.
then it would probably, with consent, be a little bit of a bromance, more of a bromance going on there.
Oh, you definitely have a bromance going on. I've known that for a while.
But I mean, like more of like a romance than just a bromance, you know. If he were of a mind,
It's definitely a bromance. Yes.
But me and my best friend, we're assholes to each other, and we play off of each other's assholery.
It's so weird, but that is true.
And sometimes, yes, baby.
Hey, baby. Oh, what's wrong?
Did it turn off?
Yes. Okay, you need the charger.
Of course. Almost like I have to actually like click with somebody on some deeper level to actually have any kind of like attraction to them. That's how my sexuality works. I think it's not sapio because it's not strictly intelligence based. It's not. Is it Demi? I don't know. Might be Demi. I forget the terms. Demi, look it up. Google is your best friend.
What?
Looking up the technical definition of demisexual. People only feel sexually attracted to someone when they have an emotional bond with the person. Yeah. So demisexual.
Yeah, I probably heard that too. I just say pansexual to just as an umbrella term because there's a lot to.
I mean, like, there's also a difference of like looking at somebody as like, oh, they have a really nice body, and kind of like being attracted to their body. But for me, it's like there's that, but there's also like there's a need to have like a more deeper connection with somebody.
Right. You need your what?
Her bag? It's a combination, yeah. See, back in the day, one of my friends, whenever I was like still in the middle of somewhat exploring my sexuality, they explained to me how I described it to them. She wanted the helmet as a heteroromantic bisexual, meaning I was only interested in relationships, like actually dating people of the opposite gender, but I was still sexually attracted to both men and women. I don't think that's technically true anymore because we did have a boyfriend for a time.
We'll go play. Go watch your show. Oh, I'm just showing all the cleavage up in here right now. Just all of it. Oh, okay. You can have a tea party after we're done, okay? We'll have a tea party. Okay. Go watch your show, baby. I have no idea where Puppy
Puppy
is.
should be in there with you, baby.
She moves Puppy everywhere.
Oh, I know. I'm very aware.
So yeah, there's a huge.
Good job, baby. Go lay down in your bed.
Go watch your Kindle while you can. So there's a huge spectrum of on sexuality, and I think there was a paper I read a while ago. I don't remember the name of it now. I'll try to find it. Go watch your Kindle. Well, that is a problem. There was a paper that talked about how there are a lot more closeted people who present themselves as hetero than people realize. And a lot of that is out of fear. They want to conform and fit in with society. But really, if all of us queer people come out the closet and light the closet on fire.
On our way out.
Yes. And then take a bulldozer and bulldoze over that and bury it. The more power we will all have just to be able to live our lives. Just to be able to live. Like for transgendered people, it is a very real risk coming out and transitioning. Just about every transgendered woman I know has that fear of being clocked. Someone.
Athena, go lay down.
Go watch your show. But wait.
You can have your tea party later. Go lay down in your bed, okay?
You want to play? Yeah, play.
It is our honor and our pleasure to share this with everyone.
Here. Hey. Here. Grab your chair. There you go. I love you.
I'm the one trapped now.
I know, right? Let's switch. It's your.
What? No,
wait. I run every day, all day. I'm like the waiter, waitress, cook.
I just got comfortable too.
Oh my god. We need 2 of these chairs, really, is what we need. That was good timing. So yeah, for a lot of transgendered people, it can be really dangerous coming out. And one thing I've noticed on YouTube is that there are. Leanne said, Marcus, you did really well. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
One thing to keep in mind is that, like on YouTube, there are a lot of content creators who are just really problematic and negative toward transgendered people. Oddly enough, one of them is transgendered. It kind of blows my mind.
JS?
Who?
JS?
I don't think that person is transgendered.
Could have fooled.
No, it's Blair White. Wow. That's...
I don't know who that is.
She's transgendered, but it's almost like she wants to gatekeep for other transgendered people. I don't know. There's a lot. I might actually do an episode on that person. because there's a lot.
I recently had to explain to somebody, like, if you're not sure if they're a man or woman, because their go-to was to call them an it.
No.
I had to explain to them, no. If you're not sure, use they, them.
Yes.
God. Or ask.
Yes.
Because by calling them it, you're dehumanizing them.
Yeah, I mean, that should be blatantly obvious. Jesus.
It's not.
Sometimes I just gotta wonder about people, you know. I mean, it's not hard to realize that calling someone an it, that's dehumanizing. That is the exact opposite. If you're trying to be polite, don't go up to anyone and say, "Hey, it." Why should I call you? What gender are you? A teacup or a human who feels emotions? Jesus Christ.
Are you a pot or a kettle?
Lord. That is common sense and that is hurtful. And I think some people willfully do that on purpose just to be assholes. I mean, I don't know.
Ignorance or arrogance?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, so I'm just thinking that in this culture, there's this perception that everything is heteronormative and that is the norm, heteronormative. Think about that. People say heteronormative. Hetero is actually normative. Heterosexual is the perceived norm. But really, I've met countless women who find other women's breasts attractive. And they're like, I might be bisexual or I might be yada yada. They're questioning. They're not sure. Just saying. And with a lot of men, you'll see there's a lot of bromance going on between a lot of men, but I think they're afraid to just be like, maybe I like men too.
Trigger warning. You got a pretty mouth, boy.
Oh, that's a whole different. That's not.
Yes, baby.
So yeah, heterosexuality is not the default sexuality like people like to think it is. I think that's my opinion. I also think that content creators on any platform, it would be nice if people would not do the gay bashing and gay shaming and, queer shaming and talking smack about, like, if you're transgender, that doesn't give you the right to talk smack about another transgendered person, based on how they look. They don't look passable enough or what have you. That's abuse too.
Yes, baby.
We'll have tea in a little bit, baby, okay? I'm actually going to have, like, real tea. And you can taste it. Mommy is chopped meat. It's daddy day. Go for it. I'll sit here and talk all night long. It's fine. It's a daddy day. She wants the dada.
Mm-hmm. Dada is left today because daddy's not normally home today.
Mm-hmm. Mama is chopped meat today. That is what I am.
Chopped liver.
Chopped liver. Whatever.
What are you looking for? Chopped liver.
Steak? What? I have all on that steak over there, man. That stuff was good.
How'd you like it? One was ginger and honey. The other was soitare.
So good. Either way, so good. Um, okay, so this idea that our culture, the larger overall culture, is heteronormal normative is it opens a door completely wide for queer people to be abused. So I'm trying to close that damn door. Heteronormative isn't a thing. Doesn't really exist. You guys are gonna have to tell me how you both met. Oh, Lord, that may have to be its own live stream because that was interesting. Actually, it was really interesting how we met. It's kind of a cute story. Um, so what is Friday? So on Fridays we're gonna do, queer history, queer life, currently just queer issues, whatnot. I want to have people of other um, life experiences come on here and speak about their their perception, like their life experiences, because you have many different things that come into play from ethnicity, culture, family. There are problems, there can be problems with work, with school, with housing. Transgendered people often find they have a hard time keeping, maintaining a job because they might be fired because they're trans. So then, and, they may have problems with housing. A landlord may not want to rent to them because, God forbid, they're trans. Um, so on and so forth. Same can happen to gay, lesbian, non binary, what have you. Being queer, you kind of walk this very fine line of, sure, you can be out and you can be open about yourself, but there may be a cost. And it may even be your life. So, um, so yeah, we're going to talk about a great deal of things. Sometimes there will be trigger warnings. Um, I think that next Friday we will talk about Stonewall and all of that because it's kind of a big deal in the queer world. And there are other things. There are things that happened here in New Orleans that I can talk about that a lot of people haven't even heard of. Yeah, I've seen that a lot. Work, housing, etc. Yeah, yep. Some queer people, for some, just getting higher education to make having a decent job possible can be hard. There's an ambulance going by. I apologize. Oh, my bad. That's a fire truck. Oh, joy. I wonder what's going on. Um, so, yeah, I'm trying to reach out to several different people to have different people come on here and speak about these issues. Some of the most disturbing abuses I've seen is not only the abuse, but being dismissed and other things. Yeah. Yeah. Or being like tokenized or fetishized or othered. Part of the reason I don't say bisexual, um, I did identify as bisexual, but then I would have men who'd want to date me just because I was bisexual, and they thought that way they could have all kinds of kinky sex. And I'm like, yes, you're coming to the wrong person because no, I'm not here to further your sexual fantasies and just be an automaton that makes that happen. Like, I'm not, that's not why I was put on this earth for you, dude, bro. But then I began to realize that there's way more to sexuality for me than just sex, right? So, way more. Um, Pansexual, when I really started to kind of think about it, educate myself, and review it, I kind of I guess, lean more toward pansexuality, just from the descriptions and whatnot. Um, Now, there is, and I'm going to do a live stream about this as well. There is a lot of controversy in the queer community between the different groups of does pansexuality exist or not? Does bisexuality exist or not? I'm going to talk about that too. Bisexuality does exist, pansexuality exists, ace, all this, yes. Um, One group of people should not try to negate another group of people just because you're different. That's what straight people do to queer people all the time. Let's not do that. That's not cool. So, and that's one of the part of the reason I'm saying this is because there will be ground rules in this. Any queer person is welcome to this chat. Um, but we're not going to negate anyone. We're not going to say that, your kind of sexuality or whatever doesn't exist or whatever. We're not doing that Blair White shit, is what I'm saying. Um, you are valid. You are real. You do exist. And anyone who says otherwise might find my foot broken off in their bottom. That's a good point about that term. Which term? I think I don't even, I missed that. I'm not sure which term you're talking about. Um, oh, wow. There must be something going on because like a bunch of cop cars just went by. I didn't do it. It wasn't me. Bisexual. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of common misconceptions and, you know, people don't really think about the lived experiences of people. Um, one other thing I wanted to say, there's a really good show called Pose. If you have not seen it, highly recommend it. Um, the first season is a little over the top, but I mean, we like to be over the top with some things. But it is such a good show, and it goes over things that queer people are, dealt with then, during the 80s and whatnot, throughout that time frame, and now. And just, if you're hetero and you don't understand a lot of the things that queer people deal with, you're going to be educated if you watch that show. You're going to have a better understanding of um, the fears and the pains of transgendered people, gay people, whatnot. I don't think there are as many lesbians on there. There should be, but the L word is good, but they kind of also tokenized bisexuality and pansexuality, which really ticks me off. They had some really good opportunities um, to do a good job with that, but they kind of dropped the ball, I think. Um, but yeah, the L word, that one woman, I still have a crush on her. She's so gorgeous. Um, yeah, I want this to be a safe stream that queer people can come to and chat, and where maybe, hopefully, hetero people might get a little bit of an education on the reality of being queer in America. Um, so the history parts, some of it will be intense, but it was intense. The AIDS epidemic, it was intense. Oh boy. All right, so tomorrow is Pagan Perspectives. Oddly enough, I will be wearing blue eyeshadow. Not sure if that's pagan enough. I have to kick that up a notch. So yes, for our viewer who is not able to wear makeup, this thing got dirty a little bit, but here, look how pretty that is. Fade into hue. You wanted to see the palettes a bit more? Ah, the plastic thing ran away. Here's the palette. My camera isn't really going to fully do it justice. You know what? This looks pretty good on camera. Why is it the palette looks good on camera, but not my eyeshadow on my eyes? So yeah, it has glitter. There are pans of glitter. See, like that I want to dive into right there. Which one is it? That, oh Lord, that's like sherbet right there. Um, and then there is, I think some of these might be super shocks. I'm not even sure. But the mattes are friggin' amazing in this palette. And really, if you have sensitive skin and maybe you have like certain colors you can't wear all that much because you almost always have a reaction to it, try this palette out. I'm not even kidding, because normally I cannot wear green, blue, or purple, but I have so far been fine. I tried out the green yesterday, didn't have any problems. I had it on all day. Today I have the purple on, not a problem. Tomorrow I'm going to do the blue. Hopefully we can have a running 3 yeses in a row. That would be great. I hope so. That's what, abuse can come in so many forms from so many different aspects. And, educating people demystifies. So if for queer people, a lot of people are afraid of what they don't know or don't understand. If we can demystify queerness, then maybe we can take some of that fear, which usually leads to toxic abusive behavior. Maybe we can take that out of it, and there's no more fear. Because a lot of hetero people don't spend a lot of time with queer people. They don't interact very often with queer people or trans people. I'm queer, so throughout my adult life, I've had tons of trans friends, some of whom came out to me because they knew I was safe, because they knew I wasn't going to judge them or any of that crap. In fact, I would be like, okay, we're going shopping for your new clothes. What you need to know about makeup. Let's get on this. You know, what do you need to do to transition? It's life is already hard. Let's make it easier. Let's make it better for people. That's the point I'm coming from. So if you know any trans or queer people, or if you know any straight people, I mean, whoever, put the word out. We're going to be talking about serious things, and we're also going to be talking about some pretty amazing, awesome, fun things. Queer history is a wonderful collage of fabulous and fantastic and sad and tragic, and it's like a Shakespearean play sometimes. People don't know that. Yeah. Yep. So a place to learn and bridge that gap, so to speak. That's what I would like it to be. But I really want queer people out there who, if you're in the closet and maybe you're afraid to come out or you can't because of work, because, that's a thing, or what have you, you're not alone. Even if you're in the closet, you can still have your queer family and, at least be out to a degree where you can have at least a little bit of happiness. I know tons of people who, trans, lesbian, what have you, who have to, they don't really have a choice. They have to be in the closet, even in this day and age, right now. A lot of people think that everything's gotten so much better. It has in ways, sort of. For trans women, that's going to be a hard live stream to do. But for trans women, it is still, and right now, today, still very much dangerous for trans women. Yes, here in the US. Yes, in the UK. Yes, in Canada. Yes, it's dangerous for trans women to walk down the street or to go on a date with a guy that, blind dates for a trans woman. I don't know of any trans women who have been on a blind date that they've told me about for a reason, because it can be dangerous. And a lot of hetero people don't know that. I've lost trans girlfriends who were murdered because they were trans. There was no other reason. And that's that male toxicity telling that man, oh no, people are going to, judge me and think less of me. I'm going to be less of a man because I went on a date with a trans woman who, by the way, happened to be drop dead gorgeous. And it was only an accident and a fluke that he realized she was trans. And he could have just been like, oh, it just didn't work out with her. But instead, he had to kill her. And he decided he had to kill her. So, yeah, this country has this entire civilization, humanity has a lot of growing up to do. Or getting back to the roots of culture where your sexual orientation, your gender or gender fluidity or what have you didn't matter, because that has been a thing in human cultures where it didn't matter. That's part of the reason I like the Expanse so much, because there are queer people all over the Expanse. It's not like a big thing. They just are. It's just normal. It's not tokenized. It's not like, oh, look. So, yeah. So yeah, I have some ideas for the next Friday and what I'm going to stream about. But we'll see where it goes. Wow, time has flown. Yeah. Even in the L word, they had the token bisexual woman, which that was hardly even really ever like brought up or really acknowledged. Or if it was acknowledged, it was like, oh, she just doesn't know. From the lesbians who, I mean, thankfully, all the lesbians I've known, they never treated me like that. They were like, oh, you're pansexual, you're just confused. I never heard that come out of a lesbian's mouth. I don't know. That's part of what our culture currently likes to do, is tokenize people, Black people, queer people, women, whatever. Not so much men, but yeah. Oh, by the way, hold on 1 second. God, I have so many tabs open on this computer. I'm sure it hates me right now. All the tabs. Okay. Let me go over here. I know this is boring and I'm sorry. I don't mean to be boring. We have 93 subscribers. That is really cool. I'm really thankful for every single one of you. The channel is doing good. That is kind of amazing, actually. So yeah, 93 subscribers in a rather short amount of time. I'm not even sure how long this channel has been going, but it hasn't really been that long. So yay, I'm very happy. So thank you to every subscriber. If you are watching this, please give it a like, give it a thumbs up. Um, if you watch this later on the replay, I appreciate you. Please give it a like, subscribe, share, comment, do all of the above. Every little bit helps, and I appreciate it because we're trying to build a platform that is a safe space for people who have been abused, people who are dealing with stalkers, um, and we're because abuse is so prevalent in society. We're moving into queer culture and the abuses that queer people unfortunately have to live with. Um, in sci-fi, we have Sci-Fi Sundays, and I talk about different aspects of sci-fi, strong women characters in sci-fi, um, and like with the Expanse, where there are characters who are abused, and you can see like they do such a good job of showing that subject um, in a graceful way from a point of mercy and understanding. Um, and we have a bunch of videos for uh, signs of abuse, different aspects of abuse. So if you think that you might be in an abusive relationship, go watch some of the videos. Um, a lot of the time, if you think you're in an abusive situation or relationship or what have you, friendship, whatever, you probably are, just to let you know. And that's why I'm doing these videos, to affirm to people that you don't ever have to tolerate being abused, ever. And if you have a stalker, you can build a case against a stalker and you can win and have your life and your free will back. Um, so yeah. So, oh Lord, I'm gonna have a full week. Queer Fridays, Pagan Saturdays, Sci-Fi Sundays. I'm sure there will be more. And then I have to record and edit videos too. It's a full-time job. Um, alrighty. Thank you to Leanne for being here. I appreciate you, by the way. You're like on it. I'm really appreciative of you. You're, being here and everything. Um, yeah, well, I mean, with Marcus's new work schedule, I'll be able to do more. I mean, I've already had really good feedback. We do have someone who watches who has to kind of remain quiet. Yes, I will be doing a makeup live stream. I don't know if it'll be once a week because I have a very small makeup collection to work with. But we will be doing the occasional live stream with just makeup. Um, you know, and you too can do all the makeup you want. Yep, yep. It's okay for you to wear that red lipstick. I know that really caught your attention. You can wear that red lipstick. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with a man wearing makeup either. Actually, I find it highly attractive. Um, because usually, I don't know why men have the most outrageously gorgeous lashes. It's not even right. It's not fair. Um, so yeah. I'm just happy to have a place where the space encourages growth and learning. I'm all about learning and growing for everyone. Everyone needs to learn and grow and probably go to therapy. So, and if we're in like the dawning of the age of Aquarius, um, why not kind of guide that change into being positive and loving and non-abusive as much as possible? So, you know, slowly but surely, this channel is growing. But I am also going to be getting more into the true crime aspect on the recorded videos. So that's the streams will probably be like, non-true crime, and then the recorded videos will be true crime, if that makes sense. Because with the true crime stuff, I want to be extremely respectful of the victims and victims' families, or survivors and their families. So I want to be able to edit those, and you know, I can be really, really picky and particular and persnickety when it comes to stuff like that. So uh, it's a lot of work. But yeah, all right. Tomorrow, pagan perspectives. I kind of can't wait for that. I have so many ideas. But is there anything you want to know about paganism tomorrow, Leanne? A lot of people I don't know, a lot of people I know don't want to be out, you know, on the internet as pagans. So it's kind of hard for me to find people who will come on here and talk with me about it. And then some of the pagans I reached out to were like, "You're such a small channel." Well, yes, but it's a growing channel. Help it grow. um, so yes, I'm pretty familiar with it, but the what? I'm just waiting to see what you I'm actually wondering if I should at some point talk about the burning times, which that will be heavy. There was something else I was going to say. On Twitter, there are also resources for queer people. Um, I might talk about that next week. Oh, right. Yeah, I think next week on the queer stream, we might talk about the sexuality spectrum, gender spectrum, all of that, because there's a lot. I can sit here and talk all week long about that alone. Um, on this stream, I wanted to just put out there that, um, queer bashing, queer shaming, all of that is in fact fucking abuse. It's abuse. A lot of people don't think it is, but when it makes you feel horrible and like you're less of a human being just because of something you can't change, that's abuse. Just like body shaming, I would never sit there and call someone fat just to hurt them or whatever. That's abuse, right? Queer shaming is abuse. Um, so the pagan question, right. Oh Lord, that's another one I could sit here and talk about for a week straight. There are so many. Um, oh boy. Okay, I'll put something together for tomorrow because, dear Lord, because then you have like a path on its own, but then you have paths that merge, and it's a lot. We'll talk about it. Talk about it tomorrow with my blue eyeshadow that hopefully doesn't look white because lighting. That's the thing we're gonna have to do is upgrade the lighting. I'm gonna have to do a PayPal or something. Didn't want to do that, but here we are. Um, oh boy. That color palette is so pretty. Every time I look at it, oh my god. Bluish purple. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. See, hold on. Let me see if. Jesus Christ! More police units. What the hell is going on? Let me see if. Like, this doesn't have a zoom. It is. You can't see all the sparklies. That is sad. I mean, you kind of sort of can. I have all the sparkles on my eye, and it brings me so much joy. So much happiness, so much joy. The super shocks are amazing. The jelly much shadows are amazing. The just all of it. So amazing. You can see it. Okay, good. Good, good. So then you could see it. Awesome. You who I cannot name. Um so yes. Yes, you can wear all the colors on your eyelids or on your whole face if you want to. You can do what you want with your makeup. Really bad at telling blue and purple apart. Right on, right on. Yeah, this in real life it is friggin' amazing. It's like grapes on my eyelids. It is so purple. Like right here, especially, it is true purple from the pan onto my eyelids. Friggin' amazing. Blended like a dream. So easy to work with. Doesn't look patchy. None of that. No irritation. My eyes are not watering. My eyes are not like red and itchy right here. You know, like you can feel it. That stingy feeling. None of that. Seriously, ColourPop. Um, you should hire me or something. I'm just saying. Um, and vivid purple. Okay, like yesterday I had the green on all day, and I went out on my back deck to check my plants, and I looked on my camera phone, and wow, it was so beautiful. I'm gonna probably try to put that together tomorrow or start to. Um, but yeah, I don't know what video link to send them though. I don't know. I don't know. I think about it. Might have to wait until I do like a makeup live stream. You know what I mean? I could go on all day long just about ColourPop. I'm so in love. I actually kind of think I sort of kind of low key have a crush on ColourPop. Doesn't have to be a human. It can be a makeup brand. It is. I'm still from yesterday to today. I am stunned that I can wear green eyeshadow, which I love green. Green on a redhead is so good. Okay, and that green, I just used two colors, and it was amazing. So, all right. So I'm gonna get going here in a minute. I don't remember. I can't remember. I think Marcus might have tomorrow off, so there may be a good deal of recording of videos and getting ready for the live stream. But I will see y'all tomorrow for Pagan Perspectives, hopefully. And I hope everyone's doing okay, staying healthy, stay safe, wear your masks, wash your hands, do all the things, like, subscribe, share, hit the bell for all, and yeah, I will see you later. And I love you, my queer fam. Be safe, y'all. Bye. Oh, no, not a problem. I enjoy doing these streams very much. It's a good break. Bye.